Doc Loves the Kids, a local Kitsap County nonprofit organization established in 2015, whose mission is to provide activities, programs, and community support for at-risk youth.
They put the U in community.
Doc Loves the Kids.
Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy,
where we give you the courtesy of conversation
that's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to catch us every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time on the Friday Fix. Don't forget to catch us on Civil Discourse and Plays and Parlays. Hello, Wesley. It's been a wild day.
It's always a wild day in this world. You know, so in this world we live in right now with the administration we have in office right now, it's always a wild day.
I feel like that's what I started. It's been a wild day. That's why I always start, because it's just, you know, soon we're going to be like, oh, it's been a normal day. You know, 30,000 people have been deported that were U.S. citizens at birth, but somehow it's not, you know.
Somehow they're no longer here, huh?
Yeah, somehow. Well, I mean, there's a couple of things that had gone on today, so I'm going to talk to you about breaking news. 6 injured, possibly with burns, in a Colorado attack the FBI is investigating as terrorism. 6 people were injured Sunday in what the FBI immediately described as a targeted terror attack at an outdoor mall in Boulder, Colorado, where a group had gathered to raise attention to the Israeli hostages held in Gaza. The suspect, identified as 45-year-old Mohamed Sabry, yelled, "Free Palestine," and used the makeshift flamethrower in the attack, said Mark Michalek, the special agent in charge of the Denver field office. Soliman was taken into custody. No charges were immediately announced, but officials said they expect to hold him fully accountable. Soliman was also injured and was taken to the hospital to be treated, but authorities didn't elaborate on the nature of his injuries. Video from the scene showed a witness shout, "He's right there. He's throwing Molotov cocktails," as a police officer with his gun drawn advanced on a bare-chested suspect with containers in each hand. The attack took place at the popular Pearl Street pedestrian mall, a 4-block area in downtown Boulder, where demonstrators with a volunteer group called Run for Their Lives have gathered to raise visibility for the hostages who remain in Gaza as a war between Israel and Hamas continues to inflame global tensions and has contributed to a spike of anti-Semitic violence in the United States. It occurred more than a week after the fatal shooting of 2 Israeli embassy staffers in Washington by a Chicago man who yelled, "I did it for Palestine, I did it for Gaza," as he was being led away by the police.
Man, every time there's any type of anything happens, there's a rise in anti-Semitism. There's this and that and the third. I mean, I think that, you know, no one wants this. The dude's crazy. Let's start off right there.
Yeah.
Dude is nuts. Yeah. You should have seen the video of him. It's messed up that he went out there and is throwing, you know, Molotov cocktails at people. They should have knocked him down. That's how I feel. You should have knocked him down. He shouldn't have, he walking around with his shirt off with 2 bottles in both hands, a bottle in each hand. And people are sitting there kind of looking at him.
Yeah.
And he got a fire burning in front of him. Like, you don't do that. Get away from that dude. Somebody lay him down. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how I feel about it. But I think I'm not even sure what his reasoning was behind what he did. And it doesn't really matter. What he's doing is stupid. It doesn't make any sense for him to be doing that. However, you know, I wonder what these people were actually, they said they were protesting.
They're protesting
the remaining
Israelis that are still hostages in Gaza.
So I'm almost wondering, like, okay, because I know that Netanyahu said that the hostages are not his priority anymore. He said that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the hostages. It matters more that we get rid of Israeli enemies. Wherever they are in Gaza, we want to get rid of them. That's what his thing was. So I'm wondering if they're protesting the fact that there are still remaining hostages, or the fact that, you know, hey, they're still remaining hostages. Let's not just go in here and just bombard the place and blow up everything because there's people remaining. So what is this dude's angle?
I mean, where are they remaining in Gaza? We've seen pictures of that the
They've
whole
been
time.
Getting released,
you know what I'm seeing right now? The people in Gaza, they starved them out for 80 days. Then they put them in a cage. So they had to wait for aid to come out there. Then they're bombing the aid workers. They're bombing the aid places. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing monstrous stuff, I don't understand how people are shocked when monstrous stuff happens back to you. Am I advocating for violence? No. Am I against the Jewish faith? No, I have no problem with the religion, but I do have problems with Israel. I've watched their heinous acts for over a year. You know what I'm saying? The one thing they can't do. I mean, this is just since I've been aware of it. The one thing they can't do is stop the camera from rolling. They just killed a journalist out there. They killed her whole family, and her pregnant sister. All of them. Bombed them because she did a whole documentary on them, and they tried to block the film. You know what I'm saying? Like when you can do stuff like that, and think about it, only time our free speech is in question here in America is when it comes to talking about Israel.
Yep, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying? The only time they're like, oh, whoa, you can't say that. You can't. But why can't I say that? So, but this attack, this is sad. You know what I'm saying? But also on the other hand, you can have this demonstration and it's fine. But if you demonstrate for Palestine, they want to throw you out the country, arrest you, take everything from you. So that should just tell you. Because think about it, you can be pro-Russian, you can be Ukrainian, no one cares. You know what I'm saying? But it's just this one group it's able to take away your American rights. But I mean, this is a sad situation. Nobody in America should die for some stuff that's happening in a foreign land. Tensions are rising and people are their eyes are opening to, who's pulling the strings behind the scene.
And I'm like, what is his angle? Like this dude's, it looked like a pretty bad look. I mean, he looked like a pretty bad instance. A lot of smoke I saw on a couple of videos that I saw, like smoke bellowing up, a lot of it. And this dude, like he came ready for this. They had the little towels hanging out the bottles and stuff. He had some moonshine, whatever it was in the bottles.
Bottles of Colorasi.
Yeah, what I'm saying? Like he was ready to go. And it's you would hope that he was on a college campus, correct? Looked like or something.
No, they're at a mall. They're at the mall. It's
somewhere where there should have been armed guards at. Somebody should have center masked him. You know what I mean? Period. That's what should have happened.
Well, Colorado is. Wherever they're in Colorado is probably a liberal area, so people aren't just carrying guns around.
Well, there's mall cops.
Yeah, but me, like I tell you, bro, it's crazy. When I left out the country, I couldn't have the gun, so I was living free spirited. I got back here, I thought about how I used to sit next on the toilet with the gun next to me.
Jesus,
I was ready for that action.
I mean, sounds like
you ain't gonna catch me slumped like. No, sir.
Nah, definitely.